Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm having just a second break from the 100-day project. Not because I'm not going to do it next after this. I just needed my brain to go somewhere else for a minute. And what I wanted to do was something. I found these in the garage. As you know, I've been going through my shed, my garage, and finding all the old boxes of stuff, and I found these in a box, and I thought I found 4 of them, and I also had been cutting up bits of pattern, so I've kind of pre-prepared some, but I'm going to do them in the order so you can actually see the layers to what I ended up with in the end. So the first bit I was doing was, a lot of these canvases are already pre-coated, pre-gessoed. So I've just got some Mod Podge. It's a matte Mod Podge to put on. And I think I'll do this side. I've got another one already with that side on, and I just am basically putting these on and giving it a bit of a press down. Now, the thing with these old papers, you know, they're old. These patterns I might have had for quite, like, maybe even 20 years. And I'm finding crafting is, rather than thinking artist, doing these more crafty things is a good way of using them all up. The thing about this old paper is it doesn't have any plastics or anything in it, so it does bubble up a little bit, and I think I probably could have experimented with drying it first with the Mod Podge under, drying it and then coming back, and maybe that would have be a less but as you can see, they're already lifting up, and I don't mind it because I actually do like texture, so I'm not fussed about it too much. And you know, with all of these projects that we do and have fun with, we're not here to judge it. We're not here to make anything wrong. And what if those ridges and bubbles actually give you a new creative idea? So this was the first layer. This was the first way I started, and I'm going to put that off aside to dry and come back with my next one, which is dried. See the bubbles and the ridges? You can probably get a bit of a look at them. I don't mind. I really don't mind. So the next thing I decided I was going to make some block colours, but a bit watered down, a bit more, you know, watercolory. So that the picture comes through from behind. So a little bit more translucent. running down. Now, even though this is a series of 4 and they're similar with their background, they are not necessarily, they don't have to be exact with each other. There's just going to be similarities. So I've kind of just got the one drip down here, I've got the solid colour here, and the next bit I'm using is a bit of yellow. Red. Sorry about the noise, just giving it a bit of a bang to get some of that down. I'm just going to do a block of yellow. That's it. And as you can see, I've got this pre-prepared one. Oh, squeaky chair. I must fix that. Every time it squeaks, I think, I must fix that. No, I don't. Put that one aside. Got this one that's dried. And going to do a bit of the light blue, just a little bit. Down the side. Touch of green. Of course, you can use whatever colours you like. These were the ones I felt like using last night when I started this. And do some block of green. I'm going to make that square. I think on other ones the red drip is a bit more vertical. This one it's gone a bit off to the side, but it doesn't really matter, does it? It's just having fun, not being too serious about these things. I remember at art school, I think came to the conclusion that the seriousness and the pickiness, while good for some things, kind of ruined the creative exploration. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of dark blue. That's not to say that it's not a good thing to be improving and being careful, because you're going to do that anyway. The more you do things, the better you get at them, and the more discerning you become. And you know, you'll learn to do it the way you like it, and it's not really anyone else. And I actually want to keep this not too watered down. This one, thicker. It's no one else's business. It's your work, and it's your creative journey, and it's your art, and your time to enjoy what you're doing. So that's where I got to with them. Put that aside to dry, and here's the dried version. And I kind of wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do next with it. You know, have a look. Do you want to do anything? If you're going to craft along, or if you're going to use this idea, do you want to do anything with it? Are you happy with it like that? Maybe it just requires a stamp, or maybe something you fussy cut out if you're going to keep it on the craft side. But I'm actually happy with that, and I think what I'm going to do once this one's dry, and once this one's dry and I've added, so these two are finished, and once those two are dried, I'll do the next layers so that they're all very similar but still different background, different colours, different you know, just different effects. This one's got a bit more drippy here. This strip went that way. This strip's more vertical. So there's tiny little bits and pieces that are different about them. And I hope they were all in focus and in camera then. I reckon that's it. This is just a nice little short project. It does take a little bit longer because you've got to wait for each layer to dry, or you can obviously use a hairdryer and dry them. But, you know, I actually like this end result. I feel that it's more arty than crafty, which I don't want to have a judgment about either of those things. I want to be able to enjoy doing both. As I look at it, I'm thinking a little bit of, I'm enjoying the type coming through, I'm enjoying these patterns coming through. I think I could possibly want to maybe stamp a stamp that's got a lot of type on it, or text. That might, you know, just only light little bits of it. Might do that here. And now I'm thinking I will. I'm going to get a stamp. All right. Here's a stamp. Just thinking what colour now. Claret and orange zest are still out. Actually, before I do it, I'm going to have a little test. Let's have a test. Put these wet ones aside. I think the other thing too is that about not being too serious. Right, so that's a bit more transparent. Is that I've got someone on my Instagram who does the most amazing collages, and she's a nurse, and she might laugh if she ever sees this little video. And one day she said to me, well, I'm not an artist, but she just puts up the most amazing collages, you know, whenever she's got her day or two off or her evening off from shift work. And she said, oh, I'm not an artist. And I went, well, yes, you are. And that conversation between art and craft, I was thinking a little bit about, she's just not owning it, which is something she may do at another time, at a later date. Ooh, well, there you go. I actually really like that. Let's see. Not all of that will come out because some of it came off on that last bit. All right, I think I like that. I think I might prefer it over the yellow a bit. There. Oh, there you are. I just crafted up my art. So, well, I could have another rave about that because I was thinking about Margaret Preston, who was a printmaker, and in Sydney, and she would sit at the kitchen table carving her beautiful lino prints and printing basically at home on the kitchen table as a woman, being home with the children. And, you know, maybe some people might have seen that as craft, but just really quite gorgeous, colourful pictures of Australian native flora and stuff. And yeah, I don't know what. I'm not going anywhere with this. I just kind of was thinking how interesting in this time while we're in lockdown, how I'm recognising that with the spaciousness we're all having, that I'm kind of I'm letting go of stuff, you know. I'm letting go. It's like I'm having this calm, peaceful moment that allows for a bit of letting go of stuff that's been sitting in my personage for a while. Right, I like that. I actually do like that. And I will put a bit more on the green, although I don't feel it shows up as well. Maybe I should put some over here on the blue. Okay. All right, well, I can't do the other two because they're still drying. That's my take on what's been going on in my head. I was thinking about Margaret Preston this morning and just thinking about that whole kitchen table thing and how everyone's at home. Everyone's at home now, so they're all being kitchen table artists or musicians or learning new dances on TikTok. What a big waste of time that is. No, it's not. It's fun, but like I'm just saying, wow, I watch a bit too much TikTok lately. Anyway, rant over. This is my little mini project in amongst my 100 days, and I hope you enjoyed it, and speak to you later.